Welcome to CrashRacer, and today we are playing New Star GP. This is a really fun arcade style racer, but with quite an in-depth strategy involved too. I've selected the car and driving colours and chosen a fitting 1980s haircut and moustache. Okay, game difficulty then, and it says we can't change this later. Shall we be brave? Yeah, let's go for pro level. Hopefully I won't regret that. So there's a championship mode, but I'm going to start a new career. And we are straight into a time trial. So this is a 1 lap fastest time challenge, and we need to get inside those times and without using any rewinds to get the top rewards. Okay, I'm really looking forward to playing this game. It's meant to be a really good blend of casual fun arcade racing and mixed with some quite involved car modifications and decisions. Rolling start from the pit lane then. So I've done the tutorial section where it goes through the basics of how to drive the car, how to use the rewind facilities, how to follow the racing line and so on. Don't need to worry about fuel in this 1 lap time trial, but we do still have our boost to use. So for each Grand Prix then there are a few events that you can compete in to gain rewards and books, and then you can spend those books to improve the car's top speed, acceleration, handling, braking and so on. You also have to keep your team staff happy, and of course then you enter the Grand Prix races themselves as well. Okay, up towards this last little left-right section here. Just using the racing line to guide me when to brake. But as you modify your car and it gets better at handling and braking, obviously those points might change as well. Okay, up towards the finish then. Just over a minute now. We've got 5 seconds to get over the line for the top rewards now. We're just outside, not quite made it. Haven't beaten the expert times, but we have beaten the amateur time, so we'll get some rewards for that. Can try the events again, but we might come back to this one in the future. But let's move on to the next one, which is a checkpoint race. And then straight after that we'll go for the first Grand Prix of the season. Okay, so again there's our targets, what we need to beat. Let's get into this checkpoint race. So we've got to pass through the checkpoints before the time expires. Other cars on the track this time. Okay, that's going to make things a little more tricky. Again, we're starting from the pit lane and auto drive engaged. So there's the countdown. So here are the checkpoints. We've got 2 laps to complete then. Again, don't worry, have to worry about fuel on this one. And we do have boost. Obviously I want to try and use that at the best possible times. Can we get up around the outside of this car here? Got to try and make sure these other cars don't get in the way. Use the boost at the best possible times, probably accelerating out some of the corners is the best bet. We'll just keep a little bit for the final straight if we can. Okay, let's drift it around the outside. No, let's duck back underneath. They're blocking a little bit. We're going to have to cut across the edge of the pit lane. Car swerving as well. Okay, second lap then. Oh, I've gone into that too deep as well. It's because I was inside that other car that was weaving around. Put me at an awkward angle. We get the boost refilled, so yeah, every lap the boost refills, or that car's going slow. We can shoot past the inside of both of those. Really looking forward to then entering the Grand Prix in a bit. See what that's like. I know you've got pit stops to do and all sorts, so should be good fun. I'm going to try and make this a regular video release on the channel. I'll probably mainly concentrate on the Grand Prix themselves rather than these extra events. I'll put some of those in as well, but okay, time ticking down. Less than 5 seconds as we're crossing the checkpoints now. Just got a couple more to get through. There's one and then one final one at the finish line. This is going to be close. I think we've made it though. Yeah, we are through. Didn't use any rewind, so we get the going to get the maximum rewards this time. Give us plenty of bucks to spend on improving the car. I know you also get perks that you can buy later on as well. Once you gain cups as well. Hopefully we might see it in a bit actually. So yeah, you can buy different perks that will help you hopefully during the race. Okay, let's get into the Grand Prix. First race of the season. Let's see how we get on. Okay, pit strategy then. So we've got a choice to make here. Shows us the weather forecast, so it's a 6-lap race, and for each of the 2 laps it shows you the forecast for the weather, and it looks like it's going to be dry. So we can either pick a 2-stop, a 1-stop, or we can set our own custom pit stop strategy, and irrelevant of which one you pick, I think you can change it mid-race anyway if you need to come in early or whatever. So it looks like the 2-stop and the 1-stop are recommended by the pit crew as good choices. I think I might go for the 1-stop though, being as we haven't done the pit stops before yet and I don't know what to expect. Might be better just to do one of them rather than the 2. Okay, that means we're on the hard tyres as well. This is good, look. This shows us the tyres that all the other teams are on as well, so it looks like there's a bit of a mixture of cars on soft and hard compound tyres. Okay, so this is about starting the race. You can get a bit of a jump start if we time it properly. I think we need to guess when the lights are going to go out, and I've made a mess of that, so I don't think we've got any boost. Pretty slow getaway from the line. Well, we passed one car already. It's a good start. Slotting behind this one, I've run that a bit too quick. I thought I'd braked early enough, but tyres are pretty cold at the moment, so the car's not going to stop quite as quickly or have as much grip around the corners until they get up to speed. I think with it only being a 6 race, everything happens quicker, so the tyres obviously will get up to speed a lot quicker. They will also deteriorate a lot quicker. Just looking at the fuel, I didn't quite see how much fuel we started with. Should have probably looked at that. You can see the marker behind where the car behind is, so they're fairly close in behind. Don't want to let them back past. Cars in front aren't pulling away too much. Hopefully as we get into this race I'll improve. Steady first lap then. Still in 9th place, bit of a gap behind, bit of a gap ahead. So if this is lap 2, I'm guessing that means that all the cars that are on the soft tyres are going to be coming in at the end of this lap, so it's possible we might be able to make up a few places as those cars go into the pits. Looks like the leader and 2nd place have pulled a bit of a gap, but the other cars are all strung out fairly close ahead. So if any of those go into the pits, then we might be able to jump ahead of them. Of course then we'll have to pit the lap after, but they will then have to pit the lap after again. So we might not be in too bad a position here. Right, here's the pit lane coming up on the right hand side now. Are any going in? Yeah, there's a couple gone in. 2 in front of us haven't, but another few have. The leader and 2nd place went in, but they are out and away already. Another one's managed to get in and out in front of us, but we've jumped up into 6th place now, and we're right in behind 3rd, 4th and 5th. Can we sneak up the inside? They're not giving us any room, but we've managed to get past. Just going to use a bit more boost, and we might be able to jump another one as well. They've swerved right in front. We're up the inside though, we should be able to outbrake them and hold this position. They are not giving up on the outside though, and they're back ahead. Okay, we need to stop for the pits this lap. I'm just thinking we probably should have used a bit more boost a bit earlier on rather than save it. Okay, So I think a couple of these cars, yeah, would be going into the pits as well. We can follow them in then. Okay, let's see what we do here then. So we need to choose our tyres and then add some fuel as well. Okay, so we know we want the hard compounded tyres again. The weather is fine, and if we go for hard compound and put enough fuel in, we should be able to get to the end of the race. Right, this is where I wish I'd have looked how much fuel. We know we've got some left, so we don't need the full tank. I better go close though. Let's just go underneath maximum. I think that's probably more than we need, and it'll probably slow us down having a bit of extra fuel, but at least we know now we should. As long as we don't have any accidents or the weather doesn't change, then we should be able to get to the end of the race now. We're back in 9th, but again, some of these cars ahead of us will probably be going into the pits at the end of this lap, so I'm hopeful we can jump up a couple of places. We've got a good run here, up into 8th, so the leader is going into the pits. Just not surprised because the leader in 2nd place went in early last time as well. I think we're going to be a little bit too far back to be able to catch them before they come back out again. But there's a few cars ahead of us. If any of those go in, we might be able to get the jump on them. Certainly one gone in. Hopefully a couple more did. Can't quite see on the right hand side as we come past. Yeah, I think there's another one in there as well. Up into 7th, 2 laps to go. Any of these have just come out of the pits, their tyres are going to be cold for a couple of corners, so we can maybe catch up. Okay, we've got a good run, gonna just let it sweep round the outside and use a bit of boost, see if we can catch up on this straight. Up into 6th place. Definitely feel like I've got more of a feel for the car now, driving it and handling it round the corners, knowing sort of when to brake. Hopefully our lap times are getting a little bit quicker each time. Okay, round this long sweeping right hand corner, use up the rest of my boost as we come onto the straight. And we are across for the start of the last lap. 6th place then, and big gap back to 7th. A couple of cars immediately in front. Can we try and challenge to get past them during this lap? Oh, the one on the inside is very slow actually, and the other one's tucked in behind, and they are stuck, and we can sweep down the outside and take 2 more places up into 4th. 1st, 2nd and 3rd, yeah, I can just about see 3rd in the distance. I'm 1st and 2nd actually. We are a little way down. I'm not sure we're going to catch him. Saying that, we catch him 3rd place very quickly. I'm now out of boost, nothing more I can do with regards to that. But they are going very slowly. Oh, I'm right behind them. Just wasted a bit of time getting past. But fortunately I didn't hit them too hard, so it doesn't look like there's any damage. Tyres are getting a little bit hot, but you'd expect that. That's the end of the 3rd lap on the hard tyres. 1st is across the line, I think. They're 2nd. They are crossing the line now, and we are going to get a podium. 3rd place finish in our very first Grand Prix. Okay, so here's our lap times. Yeah, fairly consistent lap times actually. Obviously the ones where we came into the pits were slower. There's the overall times. Now I believe we can make improvements to our car in between the races, but the other teams are also going to improve their cars as well, so we're going to have to improve just to keep up with them. Yeah, so we get points for completing the Grand Prix, and the higher positions get more points. Yeah, that's the first season leaderboard then, so we're 3rd place with 4 points to start with, and as it says, if we can finish top of the leaderboard, then we move on to the next decade. So this is racing in the 1980s. If we can top the leaderboard at the end of this season, we'll move on to the 1990s. There are the cars pulling up in their positions. There's us on the right in 3rd place. And here's our rewards. So some good bucks to spend. Event cups awarded. Right, yes, I know I need one more and then I'll get a perk unlocked, so that will give me some extra as well. Question to answer. Everyone's donating their money to a charity. Well, I guess we'll have to. Well, that is the first look at New Star GP and the first race of the Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and see you soon.